There is a country no one is talking about, but we think that's about to change.
Hidden in the middle of Central Asia is a country that once sat at the centre of the world, yet many of us couldn't even point to it on a map. Uzbekistan might not feel like the obvious holiday, but we're here to find out if it's affordable, beautiful and interesting enough to win over more travellers. And with foreign tourism up by 30% in the first 4 months of the year, this country might be on the verge of something big.
We gave ourselves 7 days and 4 cities to explore, travelling from east to west, ending in the city that seemed to be getting more attention than anywhere else. Our first stop was Tashkent, the capital and one of the cheapest cities on the planet. But this wasn't the Uzbekistan we had pictured. Tashkent showed us a much more modern side of the country.
Right now we're in the centre of the city. We've just come across the city mall. And this place is pristine, but it feels so eerie. It's like they've built this brand new mall and there's like nothing here.
Pristine, but nobody.
Arriving in a modern mall was not what we expected for our first experience here. It felt more like something out of Dubai than Central Asia, but the modern side of the country would definitely change as we headed west.
This is how difficult it is to go down.
So Tashkent is actually Central Asia's largest city and it's got the most extensive metro system. But there's something that makes this metro system really special.
I think this is where we get a ticket then.
After a lot of confusion and paying just 19 pence for our tickets, we realised we could have just paid with our credit cards, and a local man was persistent on paying for us.
Oh, thank you. That was really nice. One of the locals just helped me because we probably looked very confused right there.
We were in everyone's way and we did not know what was going on.
Feels like we're going into an underground bunker.
I love the mood lighting.
Wow, look at this. Whoa, look at the train.
Oh, the train looks so cool. Film that.
Hello. So every station here in Tashkent actually has a different design. I think this one is based off Islamic architecture.
You can kind of see that.
Yeah, beautiful domes on the roof.
It's actually so busy considering it's like midday on a Friday.
Here we go. This one looks so old.
I love
Like
it.
this cool rustic look though.
That was a cool metro. I think that's one of the coolest metros I've been on. Look at this train.
This metro system was actually built in 1977, so it was part of the Soviet Union when it was built, which probably explains kind of the look of the different stations.
I'm kind of panicking as a British person right now because I don't know which side of the escalator I'm supposed to stand on here. And we take our rules very seriously. That's a heavy door.
Oh, blimey. That's so heavy. What a contrast this is, just arriving at the Chorsu market. Now this place has been a bazaar for over 2,000 years, so during the Great Silk Road. It's just such a big difference to the modern mall we were in literally 10 minutes ago.
It is, and it feels like maybe the clientele here is like a little bit older. So it's like the older demographic of Uzbekistan maybe comes more to the market, and there was a lot of younger people kind of at the brand new mall.
Whoa.
Oh wow, look at this roof.
Whoa, can you smell?
I can. This must be the food court bit because you can see kind of smoke in the distance. Like
Wow.
they're cooking on fire.
The smell it smells so good.
It does.
Hello, what is this? I have one of these, just one. I think it is beef, but in all honesty, I don't know because the guy spoke no English. I think it's got a little bit of spice on it.
It looks good quality.
Yeah, it's not chewy at all. I think there's some fatty bits here, but the actual beef, I'm gonna guess, it could honestly be horse. But it tastes really good.
How much?
22. Oh, smell it? It's good. It does smell good.
Oh wow.
Oh, it smells very good. We're in the fruit section, also known as Emilia's favourite section.
These strawberries look perfect.
Hello. How much for the juice?
Thank you. We just bought some pomegranate juice that was freshly squeezed and it was £1.50. I mean, it's not the biggest bottle in the world, but that's quite a good price.
But it's pure pomegranate. So good, right? Let's go inside this 1980s dome. That is a lot of meat just on show. What is that? Some sort of fat. You feeling all right in this section? Keen to get out?
Yes. I prefer the fruit and the chocolate.
So I've read that this is a famous pastry or bread thing. Oh wow. So this is where they're making the bread, but I don't know if you can see inside that oven, but all the bread is like stuck on the wall. I don't know how it sticks to the wall at all. He's filming inside for you. Oh
It's
wow.
all on the ceiling.
Yeah, Emilia's got special access.
Take a look in there. Okay. Oh wow.
I think I've lost Emilia to the YouTube channel. She's got a new job now.
That's better,
Bread
yeah.
making in Uzbekistan.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll just get one.
This looks like the best bread ever.
Warm bread out the oven, can't be beaten.
Quite enjoyed my new job as a bread maker, although I wasn't very good because I am left-handed and he made me like stamp the bread, but I did it with my right hand and I got it so completely wrong that he was like, oh no. It is time to use Yandex Go. If you've never heard of Yandex, it is basically the Uber equivalent that's here in Uzbekistan. It's so cheap that you feel guilty using it.
We'll tell you the price after, but let's book it for now. The good thing is you can also use your card on this. You don't even just have to pay in cash.
But the best thing is you never have to actually tell someone where you're going, which is the hardest part.
Especially when you're in countries where they do not speak your language.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Where are you from?
We're from England.
England.
Where did you learn English?
In college,
Oh, okay.
university. You come for travel, yes?
Yeah, we're just travelling around. Bye-bye. That Yandex Go was only 90p. That is such an affordable way to get around the city. Obviously the metro is even cheaper.
For a private car, it's not bad.
We have just arrived at Magic City. And again, we only saw this just now and we're like, we gotta go check it out.
It basically looks like a fake Disneyland and we could kind of see where it was from our hotel and we're like, what is this? We are at the Disneyland of Uzbekistan. Who knew this existed?
We didn't.
We didn't.
Even an hour ago.
This is so cool. And it's just free. I don't think there's actually any rides, but there is a zip line. There's Joe. That looks kind of cool, and a lot of kind of restaurants. But actually the craziest thing is that here they have their own version of Tower Bridge. It's like a mini London.
And there's a Big Ben is somewhere behind this building as well.
Maybe this is France over here, I don't know.
Oh, a little bit
of French. No way they've got one of these. I don't think it's functioning. I've actually never probably been in one of these back home because they're kind of just normal.
Ice cream, can we get two?
Yeah. So this was 5,000. How much is that?
That is very cheap. I think it's about 30 pence.
Wow.
How does it taste?
It's got a funny taste, but I still like it because it's ice cream.
It was only 30p. Oh, I kind of get, yeah. It's like an almost quite artificial taste maybe.
Maybe,
But tastes good still. It's very sweet. Look at this guy. He's just going on a zip wire through Disneyland. That's awesome. I've got to do that.
You want to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Go for it.
You're only in Uzbekistan Disneyland once.
50,000. What is that?
I don't know. It seems so much compared to the ice cream. It's £3.
Oh.
Probably worth it.
There's Joe.
Where do I just hold on here? Okay, here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Whoa, it's a good view from up here. This is so funny. Great view. Oh, my legs.
I can honestly say I didn't expect to see my boyfriend ziplining off a Disney castle in Uzbekistan, but you know, that's travel for you.
Not gonna lie, at the end I was a little bit scared because we flew into the end so fast. You know what the guy said before I went on? He was like, if you're scared, you don't get a refund. I was like, what? We've just been dropped off by a taxi in a region of the town called Salmon. Now this area is actually like the Korean town, obviously, Seoul. So this is Salmon. This is the Korean area of Tashkent.
It's so cool. I would not expect them to have this.
It looks like such a modern area, although there's actually Wendy's and KFC. Pretty American.
Yeah, I don't think that's very Korean, or not what I saw in Seoul.
Let's go down into the Korean town and check it out. But one thing I want to show you first is actually how many Chevrolets there are in this city, because I think it's 90% of all the cars here are actually Chevrolets. Let's do a Chevrolet, 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 BYD. There we go, our first non-Chevrolet. So the reason there's so many Chevrolets here is because it's actually government supported, and they actually make them here in Uzbekistan. So it's a lot more affordable for the locals to actually buy Chevrolets than get ones which are imported from overseas. Anyway, let's go check out Korean town.
That was quite interesting. As we came down the escalators there, the guy said, we're not allowed to film with our camera. So we're onto the iPhone. Don't know why that is. One of the things, there are so many cameras everywhere. Surveillance is pretty big here.
Here in Korean town, we have Panda Gourmet. Very Korean, if you ask me.
This area definitely feels quite upmarket. It's a lot more fancier than I was expecting Tashkent to be.
I feel like this is just a city of contrasts. Like where we were at the market earlier is just totally different to this. And I think the city we're going to next is going to be very different to this.
They also have 301 coffee and fish restaurant.
What a horrible combination that is.
Would you like some fish with your coffee?
No, no I don't.
They actually have a photo booth place, and we have done that many times in Seoul, so this is very authentic. They've even got the crazy hats you can put on and get funny photos of yourselves.
We've just seen a restaurant we can't say no to. In true Korean style, we're gonna have some ramen.
Our ramen has arrived. Look at that.
It looks so good and it smells incredible.
I cannot wait to dig into this ramen in a Korean town in Uzbekistan. What a sentence. Wow guys, you're not going to believe the price. It was £10 for 2 drinks and 2 ramens. By far the cheapest ramen I've ever had.
Oh, definitely. With 2 drinks as well. That's actually insanely cheap.
The next day, it was time to leave the capital behind and head to one of the places that drew us to this country. And the best way to get there was by train. But first, let's talk about something we're going to be using a lot on our summer trips.
When you're traveling, especially on road trips or you're out in nature, one thing you realize pretty quickly is how much we rely on power. But this is the BLUETTIJE Elite 300. It's basically a portable power station and lets you run all your essentials wherever you are. But what's cool about this is the balance between size and power. It's got just over 3,000 watt hours of capacity, but it's still compact enough to take with you on trips. But trust me, this thing really stands out when it comes to food. When you're somewhere remote, instead of trying to find somewhere to eat, you can literally cook properly off of this thing. It runs high-powered stuff like a kettle, like an electric hob, or even a microwave, and it can take it. It is just insane. This thing is a beast. I've got the kettle going, I've got the laptop plugged in, I could also have a microwave attached here, I've got my drone and phone simultaneously charging whilst I'm cooking. Incredible. For you to actually understand how much power this thing actually has, apparently it can run a microwave for up to 2.5 hours, or actually fully charge a phone nearly 80 times. Crazy. So this has 2,400 watts of output, but if you need even more power, you can turn on the powerlifting mode and you get up to 4,800 watts of power. Amazing. This is also powerful enough for RV setups. So if you're doing van life or a longer road trip, then this thing can handle a lot more than you'd expect for its size. In that last clip, you probably heard the kettle going off, but this thing actually makes no sound. I think there's fans in the back, but they're really quiet. You can actually control everything from your phone using the BLUETTIJE app, whether that's turning it on or off, monitoring the battery, or scheduling things to turn off. But for us, it's the freedom which it gives us when we're traveling, so that even when we're completely off grid, we can still have power. One thing to note as well, depending on where you're from, the plug sockets and outputs do vary slightly between the UK, US and Europe versions. If you're into road trips or camping or even having a solid backup at home, then this is one of those things you'll use way more than you'd expect. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out.
And do not forget to use our promo code to get 5% off. You're probably wondering, why is there no audio here? Unfortunately, the mic wasn't working. But let's explain the story of how we ended up in the conductor's bedroom. As Emilia and I weren't sitting together in economy, the train conductor offered us an upgrade, We paid him £16 and didn't realise we'd paid to sit in his bedroom. But we had 2 beds for 2 hours, so we weren't mad. And yes, that is his trousers hanging up. An hour later, we arrived in Samarkand, the place that first made us want to visit Uzbekistan. Once one of the most important cities on the Silk Road, it was admired for centuries by travellers passing through. But today, it feels strangely overlooked. And as we soon find out, there really isn't a good reason why.
So welcome to the ancient city of Samarkand, a city that has been around for thousands of years. This feels very different. Whoa, to most of Tashkent. That was a close one, wasn't it?
Almost got run over.
That would have been a good start. The big reason people visit Samarkand is because of the Islamic architecture here.
We've just come through this area with loads of market stalls, and they kind of, to me, look like they're aimed at tourists, but actually it looks like a lot of local women are here shopping
It's
on a
mostly
Saturday.
women.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Where are the men? I'm feeling left out.
I love it.
It is busy though.
Obviously, this being one of the main Silk Road hubs means that there is a lot of silk here, because that is why it's called the Silk Road. It was how silk was transported, and it was often produced here. There is a lot of silk scarves around. I like that colour combo. It's cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. Kind of blue with like a bronze even. How much like this? 70,000. Oh, okay. Oh, discount. 50,000. Oh, okay.
And is it silk or cotton?
It would be cotton. We just asked another guy and he said it wasn't silk, but he started at 50,000 and then went down to 40,000 just for one of those cloths.
Which is very cheap.
So affordable. That is
very cheap.
very, very affordable.
Wow.
100% silk?
Yeah.
Is it? And how much is the 100% silk?
200, but 180 is okay.
180 is okay.
Dates with walnut, half a kilo, €4. Half a kilo, €4. You can
Do you want to try?
if you want. You
I can try?
You can try.
Okay.
Half a kilo, 30,000. 30.
Are they good?
Very
You want some?
soft, very tasty.
Get some.
This is half a kilo.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, enough. Thank you.
Where are these grown? In Uzbekistan?
From here.
From here?
In Samarkand or outside? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Wow, we made some great purchases there.
Dates and what did you get?
Apricots.
Apricots.
Dried apricots.
The dates were so good. When I tried one, I just had to get them. Walnuts can be quite dry, but the dates kind of make it like just
sweet.
Oh, so good. This is me on this Silk Road.
Man and his apricots and dates.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Pomegranate? Hello. Yeah.
25,000.
Back on the pomegranate juice.
We love that.
It's so good. I think this is my favourite one.
Only 25,000 for a bigger bottle.
It's so good.
Samarkand sat at the heart of the Silk Road for centuries, where traders, travellers and empires all passed through. But it was Amir Timur who transformed the city into a capital of a vast empire. In the 14th century, he brought craftsmen, artists and architects from across the lands he conquered, helping to turn Samarkand into one of the most impressive cities of its time.
Today we're going to be exploring the old monuments around Samarkand, which is what makes this city so famous all around the world. We just paid for our entry tickets. They were 75,000 each. Not too bad for like an incredible old monument. I'm guessing it's through here, but there's literally no instructions. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm
Where
good.
are you from?
England.
Oh, please, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's absolutely incredible being so up close to like a really old monument. So these were built in about the 14th century.
I love all the mosaic tiles. You can see there's like Arabic like scripture printed onto it, but it must have taken so long to make something like this.
The craziest thing standing here is that this is actually the blueprint for the Taj Mahal. Supposedly it's done by the same architect and they kind of based it off this.
Where from, sir?
England.
Oh, okay.
Are you from Samarkand?
Yeah, Samarkand.
Samarkand. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Amazing.
For baby, one grandson is me.
Wow.
You look so young.
So far, 0.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
26 is me, 2 baby.
Oh wow. Okay.
20 years, this me wife.
Okay.
Aww.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay?
Yeah. 2 more years. Okay. Nice to meet you.
This is Amir Timur's mausoleum, where he is buried. Despite its beauty, it's said that he didn't want to be buried in Samarkand.
We've been in Uzbekistan a few days now, and it is finally time to try the national dish of this country. I'm quite excited for this. Hello.
I don't even think we actually have to order at this restaurant. I think they're just going to bring us stuff.
Well, we haven't told them anything. She just asked, is it 2 people? And brought us food already. Ah, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So this is plof. This is the national dish of Uzbekistan, and it's basically like a rice dish with some meat, I think these were kind of carrots, and it looks really, really good. And they kind of just cook it in one big pot and then serve everyone a portion.
And I guess we share it between us, which is quite cool.
That is the biggest portion ever.
It's huge, definitely for 2. And then we get a side salad and some bread to go with it.
So this is lamb, and it's incredibly soft. Literally like melts in your mouth. But apparently this dish is made from vegetable oil and lamb fat. And so that's kind of shine, you can see it on the rice, but it's so tasty. Really enjoy this. We're not even quite sure what these yellow things are.
I don't know. I feel like they kind of remind me of parsnips, but I could be completely off.
They're really soft. That place was full of locals, so I feel like we made a really good choice. The food was good, and it came to 120,000, which is about £7.50.
I don't think that's too bad.
No, I think that's really good.
It was such quick service as well. You literally kind of just, they don't say anything, you just sit down and they bring you food.
We have just come across the mosque in Samarkand. The one that Amir Timur built for his favourite wife. And it is absolutely massive.
He made it for his favourite wife.
You got to feel bad for the other wives. I don't know how many there were.
At the time, it was one of the largest mosques in the world. We have been amazed at how busy it is here. Because it's a weekend, we think it's extra busy. Because it feels like there's a lot of locals from kind of the surrounding areas come into the city for the weekend. Thank you. The entry fee was 75,000 once again, and now we're inside the mosque. I think the main bit is just around this corner.
But it has this beautiful courtyard area with so many trees.
It's full of greenery, isn't it? I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it looks like this pillar just here is a little bit wonky.
It definitely is.
It's a bit worrying, isn't it? I'm sure they've done their checks, but...
I don't think that's the only part of this building that's wonky either.
Yeah.
As we stood in awe inside this beautiful mosque, we began to understand the scale of what Samarkand once was, and that was about to become even more apparent as we entered Rajasthan Square.
We've just paid the entry fee of 100,000 each, and we are in the middle of the Rajasthan Square. This is a moment of magic.
How is this not a wonder of the world?
Like, this is just crazy. These massive, over 600-year-old monuments right in front of us with the most intricate details. Right up here we've got, what is it, a tiger or a lion?
So it looks like a tiger, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a lion.
And it's chasing a deer. This square was once the centre of Samarkand. This is where there was loads of markets, merchants bartered, people, they even did executions apparently in this square.
It's actually quite a dark history when you think about it, but it's such a beautiful place.
Unlike the other monuments, these are actually madrasas, so they're Islamic schools, and they're each built at different times.
With the towering madrasas around us, the sun began to set, and we could only imagine what this place must have felt like arriving here hundreds of years ago. Travellers once described Rajasthan Square as one of the grandest places in the East, and yet still today, this incredible place still goes under the radar. Leaving Samarkand behind, we continued west across the country, towards Bukhara, a city that was once the centre of its own powerful Khanate.
Right now it's about 9:30 in the morning, and we're right in the heart of the old city. But it's so quiet here in the morning, so it feels like it's quite a slow start in Uzbekistan. Wow.
It's incredible, the detail.
It is, isn't it? We'll pay cash, please.
I didn't bring a headscarf with me, but the lady at the desk gave me one to wear, and it's actually a really beautiful colour. Not everyone's wearing one, but I think
is you are supposed to.
We've just come inside the Kalam Mosque. This is one of the largest mosques in Central Asia, and it can house up to 12,000 people.
We wandered around the old city and immediately felt how different Bukhara was. Less polished than Samarkand, but in some ways even more atmospheric. With its old trading domes, narrow streets, madrasas and markets, this felt like the Silk Road coming to life.
I don't think we're looking to buy, but out of interest, do you know how much is one of these?
It's a handmade silk carpet,
Yeah.
$650.
Wow. And what about some of the big ones on the walls?
3,000.
3,000, wow.
Whenever we want to get back to our hotel, we just have to find this big tower. This is called Kalam Minaret, which literally means big tower. This has been around for over 900 years, and when you find this, you'll find our hotel, which is just a few hundred meters, well, 100 meters that way.
It's pretty helpful actually. It's like almost like a flagpole to
Like
follow.
a beacon just to follow back home. So this is our hotel. It's costing about £50 a night.
We found some of the architecture in Uzbekistan can be quite Soviet, and a lot of the hotels are very kind of grand but a bit plain, but this is so intricate with like the mirrored walls and the kind of Persian style chandelier.
The bathroom is also really modern as well, pretty nice. Another reason I like Uzbekistan, they've got bum guns. Not everywhere, but some places. And as always, we always put the hotels that we stay on in the link in the description. So we booked this on Expedia, and you can go find all the hotels we stay on down below. So this is up on the terrace, and look at this view from our hotel. Because everything isn't that tall apart from this huge minaret, you can see all over the city.
Also from up here you can see that this is the old city we're in, but beyond that there is kind of more modern buildings in the distance.
We've just come to this beautiful little terrace restaurant in the middle of one of the squares. It's so peaceful here.
It really is. There's no chaos at all. We've just come from Samarkand and Tashkent.
And that was crazy.
They were much bigger cities with loads going on, and this is just like tranquil.
It's nice.
Apart from this dead fly.
We've ordered some traditional food.
This is shashlik and is basically local grilled meats. We've got some chicken and some beef. I actually haven't tried this dish yet, but it smells incredible. There you are.
Damn, you've done that before.
The big moment.
Yeah, that was actually really good. But there's also a cat.
Hello, cat.
So here we have manti, which is dumplings. Now this really surprised me because I didn't think they'd have dumplings in this part of the world, but apparently they do. Only just found out. So I am quite keen to give this a go. So it is beef, it's stuffed in beef, looks like some garlic.
Tastes like Chinese dumplings?
Not too far off. It's quite tasty though. I think it's cut up onions, maybe a bit of garlic, maybe a bit of pepper, topped with coriander. Tasty though. If you have a girlfriend or a wife, then you might understand that at certain times in the afternoon, they get a little grumpy. But if you follow this advice, it can make them smile. So follow your girlfriend, she'll lead you your way.
You have ice cream? Vanilla?
One big ice cream for my girlfriend. It keeps her happy.
Thank you.
One for me as well, please. Every time I get her an ice cream, she smiles.
True.
Happy girlfriend.
Thank you. How much is it? 10 pence. Oh, easy. 20 pence.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Have a good day. One of the nice things about the old town of Bukhara is that there's actually basically no cars in the centre. They do have some golf buggies that kind of drop people off, but in the centre there is nothing, so it is so peaceful.
I quite like getting lost in these back streets of the old town because it feels very local. Feels like these have been around for a lot longer than some of the more set up bits in the other area.
It's very rainy though. I really didn't think we'd have rain, at least not in Bukhara. I thought it would be a bit more deserty.
The rain isn't quite as what we planned when we thought we were coming to an old desert city. But one thing when you're traveling around a country which ends in stan, I feel like there's this reputation that, you know, potentially it's not safe. Maybe there's restrictions on certain things. But what we're about to show you probably will shock you because it surprised me quite a bit here. Not only does Uzbekistan feel really safe, traveling around we've had no problems, but you can get alcohol very easily here in lots of the restaurants and bars. This is draft beer and it is so affordable. This is only about £2 for half a litre and it tastes really good.
It's local beer as well, right?
Obviously it's a Muslim country, but they actually produce this beer here in Uzbekistan, and they produce quite a lot of different beers across the country, and they do it really well. Emilia's gone for something a bit softer. What's that?
It's a strawberry lemonade with mint in. They seem to have a lot of like mojito-y stuff here with loads of fresh mint, which is nice.
It looks good. It looks like a very fancy lemonade. So one of the things that makes Uzbekistan very, very easy to travel is its transportation.
We're getting the train.
They have an extensive rail network which connects all the major hubs, and a lot of them are actually sleeper trains. And I think, even though we're taking a day train today, it actually still has bunk beds. We're in the second class. Right now there is just desert. Khiva is actually an oasis town, so they used to travel these massive distances and arrive in Khiva and looking for water.
As the desert slowly turned into the town of Khiva, we arrived at our final stop in Uzbekistan, the one we'd been looking forward to the most. Hidden behind its old city walls is one of the best preserved Silk Road cities in all of Central Asia. And after travelling west across the country, stepping inside felt like entering a completely different time.
Good morning guys from Khiva. We have finally arrived to this city which actually dates back 2,500 years, although a lot of the structures you will see only date back to the 16th, 17th century. The cool thing about here in Khiva is a lot of it is actually preserved and it's not been reconstructed. Because Khiva is in the middle of the desert, it's like this oasis with water. There's not much other cities and towns around here. So it's supposed to be a lot less busy. Unlike the other places we visited, this is generally made out of mud and you can kind of see the straw, which is crazy. And apparently these have been around for like 250 years or so. A lot of renovations have been done, but the same kind of base has been here. So this minaret was supposed to be one of the tallest minarets in all of Central Asia, but unfortunately the guy who commissioned it to get it built actually died. It was going to be over 70 meters, so now it's just really kind of short and fat. And there's other taller ones in the city.
It's just a little stumpy boy.
Yeah. So we are climbing the tallest minaret in Khiva, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's like climbing a mountain because each step is really huge and you kind of bang your head as you go up.
It's really steep. It's like a ladder. Coming down is going to be interesting.
We have made it to the top, and honestly you don't want to be above 6 foot doing that because the ceiling gets so low. Also, this is probably the most expensive thing we've done in Uzbekistan. It was 100,000. It's been very affordable, but for some reason this is quite expensive. Look at the view we have though. It's so cool. We are the tallest thing around by far.
It does look like a desert city.
It really does. These minarets are used for the call to prayer to shout out that it's time to pray, but because this is on the Silk Road, these were also used as like lighthouses for people who were traveling, and so they could see that there was water and there was a village nearby, so it attracted people to come and visit. If you look out in this direction, just a few miles that way is Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is a country which is pretty difficult to get into. The visa requirements are pretty harsh. You need to get like a letter of authorization. I'd love to visit at some point, but it looks so different. Just the other side, it is just desolate. It almost looks like the Australian outback. Into the abyss. Nice knowing you.
This bit's really low.
As you can see, this is how difficult it is to go down. You kind of have the limbo whilst going downstairs. which is not my specialty, but it is actually Emilia's. Emilia's really good at the limbo, so never, ever try and compete with her on that, because you will lose.
We've just found this beautiful terrace with the most incredible view over the old city, and we got ourselves a coffee. So I don't really know what could be better in the morning. I went for a cappuccino. Joel's got a flat white.
Flat white. Beautiful.
They do not hold back on their coffee here. It is really good. I do find it a bit funny though, because they've got this world famous blue minaret, and on top of it it's just like satellite dishes and stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
Why have they done
It's like a broadcasting data from the top. It's a little bit sad, isn't it? They need to get rid of that. There's plenty of other places they can put it. It's like a secret passageway.
Come back here.
Come back here. Well, you'll let us out, right?
Thank you.
We just had to pay 40,000 som extra each to come up onto the city walls. Now these city walls were to keep all the people who would try and like steal from this very, very wealthy Khanate back in the day. And the impressive thing is, again, it's all made out of this straw and mud.
Do you think it's stable?
I'm not sure. This side of the town actually feels a lot more local. It's where the locals are actually living, because unlike Bukhara, where it didn't feel like it was actually lived in by locals, this city of Khiva feels like people are living here everyday lives. And then over the other side is the more touristy bit where the big minarets and the mosque is. This town actually got destroyed by the Mongols in the 10th century, but the walls you see right here have basically been reconstructed and were reconstructed in the 18th and 19th century when it was a major trade hub on the Silk Road.
Right, hopefully we're not locked in.
Hello? Oh, okay. We get locked. I thought we were locked in here for good.
Something that might surprise you about Uzbekistan is that there is actually a lot of handmade noodles here that people eat. They actually came from Western China and kind of spread across the Silk Road. So now they're very popular in Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. And these are actually fried lagman, and it's really, really good. You have like vegetables, beef, but it's so interesting the cultural mix of food here. You have some parts that are like almost Middle Eastern type food, and then some Chinese food, and it's really actually very yummy.
And I guess that's an effect of the Silk Road and how not only goods were transported, but food ideas, science, and even religion were transported along the Silk Road.
We wandered the old city, taking in a place that had been continuously inhabited for 2,500 years. And as our time came to an end in Uzbekistan, there was one last thing Emilia had been dying to see before we could leave.
This is cool. We've just come into this courtyard area because we got told that there is a show at 6 p.m. and I think it's a trapeze show. It looks like it.
Wow.
I'm excited for this. I've never seen trapeze walkers before. Is that what you call them? I don't know. Someone who's a trapeze artist, tell me what you're called.
Now you might assume that this trapeze show is completely random. However, it's actually an ancient Central Asian art form and has been passed down through generations dating back to the Silk Road.
What am I watching? How can they balance like that?
Whoa! That is insane! No.
I keep thinking it can't go another level when it...
And with that, our time in Uzbekistan had come to an end. After travelling from Tashkent all the way west to Khiva, we can definitely see why this country might change a lot over the next few years. It's affordable, well connected, easy to travel around, and everywhere we went, people were incredibly welcoming. But what makes Uzbekistan really special are the cities themselves. Places full of history, colour, and reminders of a time when this part of the world was one of the most important places on Earth. Right now, it still feels strangely overlooked, but we really don't think it will stay that way for much longer.